I got a handful of books to talk about that I've read in the last few weeks. The first one is a book called South of Shiloh by Chuck Logan. This was a listened to book that I got from the library, and it's a novel that's got two plots that are kind of mixed up with one another. The first one involves a murder mystery about a guy who got killed during a Civil War reenactment in Corinth, Mississippi. Interesting stuff about how those reenactments work. The second is a love story that's a little on the convoluted side. The book was okay, but no better than okay. Now, this Chuck Logan, I had previously reviewed one of his other books, and it was called Homefront, and I thought it was actually pretty good. Now, it wasn't quite Jack Reacher good, but it did have plenty of action, violence, all the kind of stuff that I, quite frankly, enjoy. I wanted to see if his other books were as good or better. Quite frankly, this one, South of Shiloh, isn't better. But I think I'm going to give some of the earlier books in that Homefront series a try and see how they are. I'll report back. The second book is one called Borkmann's Point by a guy named Hakan Nesser. It's one of these Nordic noir police mysteries. Now, this Nordic noir thing I particularly like. In fact, there are some authors I love. Henning Mankell, Jussi Adler-Olsen, Stieg Larsson. Now, why did I pick this book? First off, it's a listen-to book, and the reader is a guy named Simon Vance. He's a Brit, and he's one of my all-time favorites. The second reason I picked this is because the other guys that I really like don't have anything new out that I haven't already read. So I picked this one sort of at random, and it turned out to be one of this guy Nesser's early novels. In fact, it's about 20 years old, and I would say it's pretty good. Not quite up to the level of these other guys that I like, but good enough. So I think what I'm going to do is to give some of this guy's later books a try and see how they are. Now, back to Borkmann's Point. It involves an axe murderer in a small town in Sweden. The main character is a cop named Van Vetterman, and it's got all the elements that you associated with this Nordic noir kind of genre. Kind of a dismal atmosphere. The main character is a pretty introspective guy, and the mystery is pretty good. I'd say if you're into Nordic noir, you might want to give this guy Hakan Nesser a try. The third book is a book called A Hero of France by Alan Furst. I've seen his name a lot over the years, and I've never picked up one of his books. So I checked it out at the library, and quite frankly, I was kind of disappointed in A Hero of France. It's set in wartime France, but this one didn't quite grab me. I don't know whether I'm going to try any of his other books. The library's got a lot of them, so they must be pretty popular. I mean, I'd say if you're interested in World War II Europe mysteries, you might try a guy named Philip Kerr. He's got a series of novels that feature a Berlin detective named Bernie Gunther, and he's operating in Germany in the 30s and the 40s. He's a World War I veteran. He's not a Nazi. He's just a cop trying to solve crimes. But those stories are super, super good. Now back to Alan Furst. It could be I just picked up one of his B-list kind of things. Maybe I'll try another. I'll see. I mean, he's got to have something to be as popular as he is. I mean, the library has a ton of copies of his books. Well, those are the handful of little things that I've gone through lately, and I'll be back next week. I just finished the 5th book in this Civil War series about Grant's Overland campaign. And I'm sure next week I'll have one of my 4 to 5 minute in-depth reviews of it. So check in. Let me mention, I certainly appreciate the fact that you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. And we'll see you back here next week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and once again, thank you for your viewership.